They had to make sure that it was a one scene interior. I did let one young lady do Chicago, which is, of course, is a multi-scene, many different locations in and out with different materials. But generally, they're one set interior shows that represent a number of facets of the design process. Once they chose their show, they had to tell me why. Why did what appeals to you about this particular production? Why did you go this way? And you know, I had seen it as a child. My parents took me to I just love the characters. I love the relationship. They had to explain to me in written form, of course, why this choice was made. From that point, they had to start developing the original sketches and ideas about how they want to proceed. And how do we do that? Where do we start? Where do we launch into something like that? Well, the script itself gives us a lot of information. For example, people like Tennessee Williams, a very famous American playwright that you all are aware of, wrote extensively about the physical look of his plays. What I want to see, what color are the walls, what style is the furniture, is the doily white or off-white, is it big, is it round, is it square, extensively about what he wanted his play, how his plays should be represented scenically, visually on stage. Other playwrights, like Shakespeare, for example, gave us very little, if anything, about the context of where we were. Sure, it might say a street in Venice, or it might say, you know, something of that nature, but you know, what does it look like? You know, so some playwrights give us a lot, some playwrights give us nothing. Okay, so we kind of made choices based on you know, that information as well. So we have the script. We glean the information out of the script of what's available. What does the playwright want us to show? And how does he or she want us to show that information to the public, to the viewing public, okay? So we distill that information and we start sketching. And we start with rough sketches, okay? Well, you know, we could put things over here. We could, okay, this is an interior set with a kitchen and a living room. It could go over here, it could go over here. Maybe we push it upstage. Well, the kitchen is more important than that. Most of the play takes place in the kitchen. Well, let's bring it downstage, meaning closer to the audience, so that it has more of a prominent, it's more of a prominent feature. Or it's only, you know, the kitchen's only in one scene, so it's not that important. So let's move it up and off to one side a little bit, because the most important elements of the given play are the living room, and so let's emphasize that down there. Okay. So we make some real broad, general ideas, sketches about what might be appropriate, what might work. At the same time we're doing that, we have to realize, always have to realize, that we are doing this for people. Okay, this isn't a two-dimensional painting that you're going to just stand and view. This is a three-dimensional piece of sculpture, if you will, that you can walk into and utilize. All right, there are doors, there are windows, steps, stairways, ladders, platforming, levels, all kinds of things that may be incorporated into the design, but you have to always be thinking about the utilization of that design. Can I walk up those steps and open that door when it's appropriate, when I'm told to by my director? Or, you know, are the steps 3 feet tall and I have to get a ladder out just to get up? I mean, there are a lot of questions that have to be addressed. But we always have to remember, as we're developing our scenic designs, that we're doing this to be used, to be worked on, to contribute to the play. Okay, so that always has to be in our minds as well. Audience. If you think about angle, and you think about line, you think about weight, mass, you think about all those fundamental principles of design that we have to think about when we're developing a scenic design, it's easy to get away from the practicality of oh, it has to be walked on. It has to be stood on. We have to interact with other people in this space, So, you have to kind of it's a balancing act. It really is. I mean, I know as a designer, I get excited about a particular form or shape that I think I would like to incorporate into a design, but because it has an emotional impact, a really sharp edge, a large platform painted a dark color has an emotional impact on us. Whereas a lyrical, smooth line that's painted a light color has a different emotional impact on us, okay? So we have to balance those kind of things, but always remember that we're doing it for a practical purpose. If the director or the playwright has you going up a set of stairs, opening the door and going into a room, well, you have to have stairs, you have to have a door, you have to have somewhere to stand once you open the door and go in. So all those practical things, of course, have to be addressed. And sometimes they're difficult to address. A playwright might say, jump into the swimming pool. Oh my gosh, I have to have a swimming pool on stage? Well, maybe not. Maybe you can allude to it. I'm going off to the swimming pool, or I'm in my swim trunks and my towel, and I'm obviously going to go swimming. Maybe that's enough to indicate to the audience that we have a swimming pool instead of building a swimming pool. Of course, there are plays where there are pools on the stage, but not on our budget, I'm afraid.